Hello dear traders, I'm Anna Kasatkina and you're watching the latest economic calendar on InstaForex's TV. In the early half of the week, traders will pay attention to the following macroeconomic events. To start with, Germany's Die Statis will report its consumer price index reading for May. According to economists, the indicator is likely to have climbed 0.1% on month and 1.2% on year. In April, consumer prices grew by 1.3% from the preceding year. At the same time, the CPI index dropped 0.2% on a monthly basis. Experts said inflation was to accelerate to 1.4%, while the monthly reading was expected to slide 0.1% from March. Low inflation in April was caused by lower prices for petroleum products. We also note that inflation statistics in Germany is a leading indicator of the overall growth dynamics in the euro area. Moreover, there will be a May nationwide house price index report in the United Kingdom. Analysts forecast a 0.6% increase from April and a 10.9% rise from May of 2013. In the previous month, house prices rose on the back of the strong demand in the housing market. Low mortgage interest rates, credit availability and the positive economic outlook result in an increased demand for housing. Nevertheless, the market still has insufficient supply, thus stoking concerns over a potential housing bubble in the UK. On Wednesday, ADP non-farm employment change figures for May will be out in the US. Economists expect the country's economy to add 225,000 new jobs. In April, Automatic Data Processing Incorporated said that the US enterprises hired more people because there were no more effects of harsh winter weather. The number of jobs in the US private sector rose by 220,000 in April, against the forecast of plus 210,000. ADP data is coming out 2 days ahead of the US Labor Department report and is a guidepost for markets. Early this week, investors will rely on the following indicators in making their trading decisions. Australia will release its building approvals data on Monday. In China, HSBC final manufacturing PMI reading is to be unveiled. Furthermore, several EU member countries will disclose their manufacturing PMI scores. In particular, the UK manufacturing PMI will be of high importance to traders. The US will also release its ISM manufacturing PMI report. On Tuesday, Australia is to publish its retail sales data. In addition, the RBA will announce its interest rate decision. And in Great Britain, construction PMI numbers will be out, while in the euro area there will be consumer price index flash estimate. On Wednesday, Australian GDP statistics will be disclosed, and the Eurozone will provide its final services PMI and revised GDP data. The US and Canada will report their trade balance figures, and finally the Bank of Canada will announce its overnight interest rate decision for June, and the US Institute for Supply Management will unveil its non-manufacturing PMI reading. And this was the calendar of the latest financial events prepared for you by our InstaForex's team. Thank you and see you next week. Bye.